Hello, everyone. Welcome to the It Doesn't Matter podcast. And we have myself, John, and we have
The Dominican Dream, baby. This is Papi Platano.
there he is, and we've got
I am the notorious one. I am Dom. Boom.
all right. We're discussing WrestleMania 27 taking place from the Georgia Dome in beautiful, safe, and bright Atlanta, Georgia. And as a matter of fact, look at that vision. It is the first WrestleMania for Dom. It is the first WrestleMania experience for Papi Platano, and it's my second WrestleMania, but we're rewriting the game, rewriting the system. We'll just call it one of my first WrestleManias as well. And it was quite a show, and it kicked off with a pre-show match featuring the United States Championship, Sheamus, who had won the King of the Ring, against Daniel Bryan, before anyone gave a crap about him. But I gave a crap because I was a big Bryan Danielson fan. And to shove them on the pre-show, it's not even on the DVD. And if it is, I missed it. And it's not even on the network.
It's extra features, brother.
Extra feature. There was also a battle royal, but we're not going to talk about that. We're just going to talk about how the Daniel Bryan and Sheamus match would haunt WrestleMania legacy for the next coming years, as it would, quote unquote, headline. Take away the quote. It did headline WrestleMania 28 as the opening match for the World Heavyweight Championship, and it ended in a huge controversy.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that review, that show, some other time. But also, it would also be a scheduled match at WrestleMania 30 in New Orleans before CM Punk quit, flipped the world upside down, and WrestleMania 30 became YesOmania. But that was on the pre-show, so it's not that important, but it's important in the general context of WrestleMania. But as it is, we're going to kick off WrestleMania, the official pay-per-view. Dom, what do we have going on?
Before we start the show, we're going to talk about how me and Abel and another friend of ours, Rose, made it down to Atlanta.
Oh, boy.
Like, when they announced WrestleMania was going to be in Atlanta, like, I wanted to go badly because I am a diehard Atlanta Braves fan. I'm a diehard Atlanta Falcons fan. I'm like, we have to go. I asked Abel, I'm like, are you trying to go? I don't know. Next, I asked my other friend who is a diehard Shawn Michaels fan, like, you want to go? He's like, the only way I will go to Atlanta is if Shawn Michaels get inducted to the Hall of Fame. So one random Raw, they announced that Shawn Michaels is the first inductee for the 2011 Hall of Fame.
Whew.
I called everybody. I said, we're going. We're going.
Yep.
It was a wrap. It was a great experience. And then the theme song for this the show right here was Kevin Rudolph, I Made It. And then I feel like every single time I hear that song, it means something, because this is the main one. I watched this for, I was born in 88, so
Well, hold
from
on.
90 to 9. Go ahead, sir.
That was the theme for the previous years. That was just for Man 26.
Yes.
What was 27?
Pause.
Was
Written in the stars.
Stars. Yeah,
written in the stars. Written in the stars. Excuse me. Written in the stars. I meant.
Let's try this again.
Anyways, I heard it on the soundtrack. Either way, I made it. We made it. It was a good time. It was a great experience.
That was part of your whole shtick, man. The we made it. I made it. That was last year's thing. Well, let's just say it was written in the stars for you to come to this for the very first time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway,
I popped my cherry in Atlanta.
Yeah, don't say that.
there's a lot of strip clubs down there, so it's very possible.
You might not want to say that, Dom.
You
Your
was
family
with
had
me.
that. Hey,
You was there too.
My cherry wasn't pop. I'm good.
anyway.
Yeah, let's just.
Anyways,
Let's go.
all right.
Want to go
So
down
we
this
kicked
deep
off-
dark hole? No,
Yeah.
exactly.
No.
All right. WrestleMania, baby.
All right, WrestleMania 27. We kicked off America the Beautiful with Carrie Hilson.
Hold on,
And that was
Dom.
a good run.
You didn't say the hilarious part of the damn fucking trip that we almost didn't make it. because
He almost did make
somebody would not wake up from any phone calls, any knocking of the doors, any rumblings on the fucking window. Even freaking Frenchie was like,
Ouch.
nah, let him sleep.
It was early. The original plan was for
It
us
was
to.
early.
It was early. It was
Excuse
us
me.
to drive to Abel's house in Massachusetts, and eat, relax for a little bit, and then go to the airport. That was the plan. We had like a 5-6 a.m. flight, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I'm watching WrestleMania 26.
What was that?
I made it, and I was knocked out. And I had like mad missed calls when I woke up. Next thing it was like 2:00 in the morning, so I hurried up, picked up my friend, and then we rushed to Abel's house, ate some cold pizza, and made it to the airport. So we had plenty of time. I just needed my nap.
We barely made the flight.
We
You're
made we
flying
had
out
time
of
for the
LaGuardia.
Nah, we
Boston.
flew out of
Boston.
Logan.
Yep.
Of course. Pardon
Yep.
me.
Yeah. So we made it. It was a good experience. It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. Though. It was well worth it.
Knowing my
Thank you.
personality type, never again. Never. Anyway, you made it to Atlanta.
We made it to Atlanta. All right. So Carrie Hilson, she kicked off and sung America the Beautiful. It was a great rendition. It was a great way to, honor our country.
Yes.
All right. So after this, we have the most electrifying man in sports entertainment at this time. He comes out hyping up the crowd, talking about yabba dabba and dabba yabba and fruity pebbles. And I know we was all hyped when The Rock came out. I ain't gonna lie. This show right here, we're gonna do a lot of reminiscing because we was all there. I remember when The Rock showed up in Boston. They advertised The Rock was gonna be in Boston, and he came out with the "I Bring It" T-shirt. That's a stupid ass shirt. Next to know, he came out, he hyped up the place. I bought one of them stupid ass T-shirts.
Damn right.
I'm a diehard Rock fan, and we bought tickets last minute. We found out The Rock was going to be there, and if you know TD Bank North, where the Celtics play, that place is real tight up in there. And we was on like literally the last row where our backs arched, touching the ceiling. Like that's how tight we were just to go see The Rock. So it was a great experience.
Yeah, that's how last minute we got those tickets because we did not expect them, and then we're like, "Oh, The Rock's coming." Pause.
Like, well, we out.
Yeah.
Did you go to that show, John? Do you remember that Raw before WrestleMania in Boston?
No, I mean, I wouldn't go to a Raw in Boston. I mean, I might have back in that time frame, but I don't think I was there. So no, I was not there.
No. All right. Well, I think that was the first time that we seen The Rock. I want to say, like, because he didn't go to the Raw reunion, Raw 15th anniversary in Bridgeport. He didn't go to that one.
He wasn't there? Oh yeah.
Well, I know you. Yeah, I know you seen him at WrestleMania 20, but that was our first time seeing The Rock. So we had to drive that 2.5 hours to go see The Rock.
I mean, people forget it was a very big deal at the time for The Rock to make a return. It seems very commonplace now, especially because of all the WrestleManias that he has made an appearance at. But at that time, it was a huge freaking deal. Yes, no matter what terrible T-shirt design he came out with, the "I Bring It" via satellite. I remember at the time, I didn't even, smartphones, they were just starting to become a thing. I did not have one, and I know that because I had an iPod Touch, which was Wi-Fi dependent, which means I was dependent on Wi-Fi. And I had a skin for it, and the skin cover, the shiny back of the iPod. I bought a skin of it, had, The Rock, Just Bring It, and it's like, man, I'm paying like, $15 for a piece of vinyl. But that's how hype I was for that. And, I mean, it's comparable. It's you kind of want to compare things to the past, but if you had to compare it to something in the future, when Shane McMahon made his big comeback return and popped the whole crowd that night at Raw, that was almost about as big as The Rock coming out as the host of WrestleMania on one of those February Monday Night Raws. But yeah, he came out here in the open of WrestleMania, and that's all he did. He was the host of WrestleMania. They were doing hosting things back then, and he popped the crowd as best he could. And much to my surprise, the very next year with my friends, I just thought everyone liked The Rock being back, and everyone hated John Cena. Not the case. People of all ages, races, and real sweet faces love John Cena. And but at that time, The Rock was very untouchable and was laying a smackdown on John Cena in the ring.
Yes, he was.
Yes, sir. All right, let's get to our opening match. Our opening match for WrestleMania 2011, WrestleMania 27. We have the Royal Rumble winner, Alberto Del Rio, with Brodus Clay in his corner, taking on the World Heavyweight Champion, the Rated R Superstar, Edge, with Christian. Abel, what do you think about that match?
Yeah, what a great way to start Mania 27, man. That's one of our guys. Edge being where he's at right now isn't the Edge that we thought he is. He's actually let's not talk about that. But yeah, the great match. Alberto Del Rio, he's very underrated for his time at that point in his career. Like, I don't think a lot of people really understood or respected him to that level. I know a lot of his issues later on in his career kind of messed up his trajectory, but man, like he said, this is my destiny. Yeah, his destiny was there, man. He really put on a show. And Edge, what can you say about that, man? There were points in that match where I kind of saw Edge look up to the sky like he knew something was up with his body. I don't know if he knew what was going on. Later he would find out through the doctors, but I just noticed, just knowing what we knew to come to fruition years down the road, he kind of had that like something's just not right look to me. Maybe if you paid attention or not. As the cops,
I want to know what Big Papa Pump thinks. Anyway. But yeah, this match one of the first times a World Heavyweight Championship match opened WrestleMania, and it was a very bizarre decision, but it's a decision they would go with the very next year also. But yeah, it was a featured match, and it was just another reminder of that time. If you look up the winners and losers of Royal Rumble winners going to WrestleMania and losing their championship match, this was an unfortunate one. I mean, Del Rio, it's poetic that Edge retained the title and was able to retire a world champion, but Del Rio should have had it here. And yeah, I mean, it was his time. And, at the end of the match, flash forward just a little bit, it was a good match. It was a good match. Great. Maybe not, but it was a very, very good match. Yeah. And the ending where, Edge is, beating up the car. It's kind of like, it's Del Rio's Rolls Royce. Even if you believe that, it's like, why are you fucking up his car for, man?
Yeah, leave that thing alone.
And Del Rio's supposed to be like, it just is unneeded and kind of phony. But hey, I was glad Christian was there though. So
I kind of felt like with that finish, they probably were going to lead to a couple more pay-per-views, but then the injury kind of just sidelined everything. So. Like you said, I felt like Del Rio should have had it, knowing what we know now. But at the same time, it was a good match. Not a great one, but good match.
All right, it was a solid opening match. It really didn't do nothing for me. I like both competitors. I'm a diehard Edge fan, and I'm at that time Del Rio. He was hot, and we was all happy when he won the Rumble in Boston. We was there, so we was all celebrating. We were cheering for that.
Yes, we were.
And he was cool with Ricardo Rodriguez as his ring announcer. That was dope.
Cabos y caballeras. Represento.
I was like,
El hijo de Mexico.
I can't speak any other language really, but if you wrote down those whatever he said in entirety in Spanish, I bet I could repeat it and do a pretty good job at it.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, I present to you El Patron.
In Spanish.
No, in Spanish. Caballeros. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, but all right. So it was a okay match. it was just like a SmackDown match. It had like no pizzazz to it, but
Whoa!
it is what it was.
Matches. Let's pause that.
Well, I'm just saying.
It's a Raw
when
match.
When I say a SmackDown match, it's a TV match. That's all it was. It was nothing.
Nothing.
It was nothing. Yeah, nothing serious, but it was a good, solid match overall.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like you said, Edge went out on top. Nobody knew at that time that this was going to be his last match for what, 12 years after this?
9.
It's crazy. 9 years, something like that. Yeah. So for 9 years, but we seen him have his farewell, because we was in Bridgeport. Like I said, this show is gonna be nothing but recaps. We was at the Royal Rumble. We was at Boston when The Rock came back. We was in Bridgeport when Edge did his farewell.
Like, I mean, for me,
it's crazy.
If you want to do some recaps, stay in Connecticut.
I mean, honestly, at that time of my life, in 2010, really, and obviously 2011 March, a couple months after that, I just, as silly as it sounds, I just made a personal goal of mine to like go to as many wrestling shows as I possibly could, and I got the pictures to prove it. I went everywhere all the time. As the years went on, I kind of reeled that back and I stopped doing that. But that specific time period, I went to every show all the time, and that's why we were at. Well, you guys went to more than me regarding these shows, but I was at the Royal Rumble in Boston. But you guys went to that Raw in Boston. You went to that Raw in Bridgeport after Mania. So yeah, you're gonna get a lot of Connecticut perspectives for this year, anyway.
It's funny. Our town is only 6 square miles, and you literally live 3 minutes away from me. Abel lives a minute away from me, and we didn't even know who you were.
Nope.
That's just crazy.
Yeah. Really didn't
know who I was, man.
We didn't know who you were.
And there's times we go back and watch some of the old pay-per-views that we went to, and we're like, oh, there's John. And then, oh, there's Dom. There's Abe. It's small world, man, but I'm glad we're where we're at.
Yes. All right. So our next match, we have Rey Mysterio taking on undashing Cody Rhodes. And this one Cody had the mask because Rey damaged the beautiful face of Cody Rhodes with that 619. But you know what? At least Cody's still alive.
You know how we know that? Not that part. You know how we know the whole storyline? Because of a great recap video that they showed. So there we go.
WWE again, proving their worth, man. If you don't know what's going on, here's a recap, and we'll bring you up to speed.
Very handy, very worthwhile.
Yes.
So Rey Mysterio brings out all the top costumes, and this year he brought out Captain America gear. I seen something earlier today that Vince didn't like all his WrestleMania gear. He's like, we're gonna get sued for you keep stealing all these these characters. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's funny.
No, I think they asked Marvel and all these guys, hey, you mind if we cosplay all these people in a certain way, and they get away with it. It's the same thing with Dragon Ball Z. There's going to be a big influence in Dragon Ball Z, I guarantee, at WrestleMania, especially with I can't even say his name correctly, but the creator of Dragon Ball Z recently just passed away. So I guarantee there's going to be a huge influence at WrestleMania 40 when you go see. So just watch.
There'll be a lot of Eagles color out there, a lot of green.
No, Saquon.
No, that's not going to be good for the WrestleMania merchandise because it's all decked out in the local football teams, so it's all going to be green and silver.
Yeah, probably.
If that's your jam, then great, but not for me.
Yeah.
If you see blue and red, that's the Sixers. So basketball, John, basketball.
What's that?
Huh? Oh.
Oh, what's going on?
Oh, hey.
Oh, fuck, Gangnam Style.
all right, let's get
now,
to
Dom?
it. That's right.
So Rey Mysterio.
John, what do you think about this match? Rey Mysterio and undashing Cody Rhodes.
Well, the theme it was a thing that would reflect throughout the entire show of WrestleMania. I mean, it's a big arena stadium, it's Georgia Dome. The crowd just felt dead like all night, honestly. And if that's what people thought about, for example, this past year's Royal Rumble in Tampa, and they thought it sounded dead, and I was there in person, I would tell you it wasn't. And we were there in person at 27, and I would tell you that it wasn't a dead crowd.
No.
But it just sounded very hollow, very empty. People didn't shit on the match, but it was kind of like the main the opening match. Just very well done, a solid work match, nothing to complain about, but it was just kind of there. And I think it's just more memorable for just being a singles match with Cody Rhodes in it at a WrestleMania, kind of like Christian in our previous WrestleMania 20 review. How often it's rare to get a singles featured match at a WrestleMania. Christian got one with Jericho, and Cody got one here with Rey Mysterio. So it's good for them. And throughout this show, you'll just think to the future, and you'll think, man, where are they now? Rey's still kicking it. Cody is high karate right now, and Del Rio is not. So there you go.
Platino, what do you think about this match?
I gotta agree with John. It wasn't like a show stealer, but a solid match between those two. It was a different level of David and Goliath that Rey Mysterio normally does. Granted, Cody is a little bit taller and bigger than Rey, but he's not that giant where he's just stomp on him. It was more of a little bit technically sound. You kind of seen a little bit of the glimpses of where Cody is right now. He still was kind of fairly young into the game. I do love the Alabama Slam that he stole from Hardcore. I love that move. When I see that, I love that. There was opportunities right there when Rey had him with the 619 and he didn't capitalize, and then taking off that knee brace. That was perfect timing, perfect heel work. You can't go wrong with a Cody match, to be honest, man. Even at that age, you didn't see a main event just yet, but you saw glimpses of a good mid-carder that had potential to push that level to get upper tier, but just wasn't shown the love because he wasn't 6'5", 250.
They didn't know what to do with the guy. They didn't know what to do with Cody, but Cody got the win. He took the knee brace off of Rey Mysterio, wham, whacked him with it, and then hit him with the crossroads for the 1, 2, 3. Cody Rhodes got the win. All right, your next match is the Core, which is featuring Wade Barrett, Heath Slater, Justin Gabriel, and Ezekiel Jackson. And they're taking on this random team of Big Show, Kane, Santino, and where the hell's Kofi Kingston at?
No, Kofi wasn't
down
announced.
the damn picture.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't announced during the match because Kozlov got hurt during SmackDown or Raw. So
Our graphics guy is slipping today.
Yeah.
No, he's right.
So, thank goodness. I want to know what really happened behind the scenes for this. But the storyline goes that Kozlov was attacked by the Core at Access, and they need a replacement, and they didn't know who that replacement was going to be until the day of the show. And it just so happened Mr. Kofi Kingston just happened to have a Ghostbusters Slimer, not pictured here, but Ghostbusters Slimer attire, and he got to be in the show. I mean, I think it was a great decision. I mean, Kozlov and Santino were a tag team at the time, but Kozlov was not going anywhere at that point in his career. And later on in the show, Undertaker and Triple H, Kozlov, when he was getting his push, beat both of those guys. I'm glad his push went away. He sucked. He was terrible. And Kozlov, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Vladimir Kozlov.
Yeah,
I think he was just missing his personality. He was that
yes.
kind of monster.
He never had personality.
No, but he's a good hand though.
No, he's not. He's in TNA right now. He sucks.
Yep. Oh.
Yes.
Well,
I need to go back and watch. So.
No, you don't.
You don't have to watch Kozlov. I forgot. I can't even pronounce his name, but yeah, I'm like, wait, Kozlov's over there, and he's with. It doesn't matter who he's with. We ain't talking about Kozlov, but anyway, this match, it was a waste of time, and then that tells you at this time that the tag team titles was held by Justin Gabriel and Heath Slater, and Intercontinental Champion was who was it? Wade Barrett.
Yep.
Wade Barrett. Them belts didn't mean nothing at that time in 2011. Nope. Nothing. They should have been defended, but they didn't care about tag teams and that. Intercontinental title didn't mean nothing, and United States Championship title, it's just a prop. That's all it was at that time.
You still think they think about tag teams like that still?
No.
I just want to make sure because
tag
to
teams
WWE, not yet to me. It's up there, but not like AEW.
Hey, tag teams are back. Wait till WrestleMania 40 for this ladder match, the 16 ladder match, and I'm calling it right now. They might not win, but they're gonna show out. The Creed brothers.
Yes,
they're gonna show out.
Brutus especially.
He a brute.
That's a big boy.
I mean, yeah. So this 8-man tag team match came and went like a fart in the wind. It didn't really matter, but I enjoyed it. It was a nice little appetizer for other things. Glad to see Kofi Kingston out there. Glad to do his entrance and do his pop. I always like doing the boo, boo, boo. Yeah. I love always doing that. So good to see him out there, and hopefully someone politic for him to be out there. And I'm glad he was, and I'm glad he overtook Kozlov that day. So.
I know who it was. It was.
Yeah, I was still over back then. So there you go. And
the match was short and sweet. Yep. Santino hit the Cobra on Heath, and Big Show with the knockout punch for the win. Boom. There you have it.
That is still the most deadly move to use when your kid's not listening.
They didn't show that on camera. I don't know if it actually happened or not. But,
he did it.
The other guy, Big Show and Kane to do it? No.
Yeah.
With the trumpet.
On camera?
He did a trumpet, but I don't think they showed Big Show. Because Big Show like trying to, I don't know.
I just think that might have been something that happened in the arena, but not on TV.
Yeah, that happened in the arena. I remember that.
Yeah. All right. Next subject. We see The Rock with Eve Torres backstage, and Mae Young is out there, and she talking about she want the people's strudel. And then Rock is just making fun of Mae Young by her age and saying, "This is Eve," and I know your best friend was Eve back in the day, and all.
Adam and Eve.
Adam, yeah. It was cool.
You don't want the people. You don't want the people's strudel. You want Noah's.
Moses. Yeah, it was a funny segment. But after this, we seen Stone Cold backstage, and them two stare off, and they teased it. They teased it a little bit. Like, oh man, one more time, but I know that's not going to happen.
I know he's not. I pray to God that Austin doesn't show up anywhere on TV or close to Mania, because honestly, what a reaction for Mania.
You're not going to get Stone Cold. You're not going to get Stone Cold within 3 weeks.
Don't worry about it. I'll save it for something else, for a rundown. I'll explain later. Let's continue.
All right. So our next match, which I think could have been the match of the night. Hell, they should even open up the show with this match right here. We have CM Punk taking on Randy Orton.
Oh,
and guys, they showed the reason why CM Punk, who is part of the new Nexus to take out Randy Orton, CM Punk lost his title because Randy Orton punted him in the head back in the day. Then they show a video package of Randy Orton punting the whole Nexus. Husky Harris, who was Bray Wyatt, R.I.P. David Otunga,
Curtis Axel.
Well, was Curtis Axel?
He was McGillicuddy.
Michael McGillicuddy.
Stupid.
Mason Ryan. He took them all out. I think after that was it for the Nexus. Yeah, he had a neck brace on.
Oh shit.
Not to be seen on the show.
Exactly. But like I said, this is one of the top matches of the night. John, you got a dog over there? It doesn't matter. Let's hear what you have to say about this match.
Arf. But so CM Punk coming out there, man. I mean, I don't know if he was or not, but he looked just pissed off. Like, that's the CM Punk. He just looked angry that he was there. We know he was angry at The Miz for taking his quote-unquote WrestleMania spot. And he just looked miserable out there. But that is part of his character, so who knows? And then Randy Orton comes out looking like a hollow man. Skinny as hell still, in great shape still, but he is so skinny. Just check that out.
Yeah.
And, but the match happened. It was well done. It was a good match. It was better than the Cody and the Ray, better than the Edge and Del Rio match. And yeah, it would be second for match of the night, I would guess, to hit there. And it had a nice finish, nice false finish too, with the lack of RKOing until he nailed the RKO as depicted in this photo. And just a really good match. And I just watched the A&E biography of Randy Orton, and he said he just started developing back problems around this time frame. And I'm watching this match. I'm like, this is one of those matches from that era, and I'm just like watching him. I'm like, man, he sure doesn't look like he's in pain.
No.
And he would do that. He would work the next 10 years with this back pain. God bless him.
That motherfucker was just like Shawn Michaels. It didn't matter what he was dealing with. You throw him out there with anybody, he'll pretty much have a hell of a fucking match, especially if he's really going for it. This match right here, I don't know, John. I might call an audible on that and say this is the match of the night for me, man. Technically sound, two guys knowing how to work the body parts, and just this is why these guys are mentioned as the best in the world. Like I said, technically sound, great psychology from both guys. The false finishes, not even the false finishers from Randy when he did the pop-up RKO and CM Punk kind of like pushed him away. And then I was like, oh boy, he's gonna set himself up. Why are you gonna do that springboard? Don't do it. And he wasn't doing the RKO out of nowhere just yet, was he?
Nope.
This is basically one of those manias where you just do something and then boom, 1, 2, 3. There was times I thought that Randy probably was legitimately injured during that match when he was tripping him up and everything. But
he did a great job selling for sure. So.
Yes,
sells real good.
Yes,
guys, you guys got to sell.
Yep.
But like
even when you open, you close with a sell.
Yep. This is like I said, probably the best match of the night. Randy Orton with the win. RKO out of nowhere. So after this, we see Mean Gene Okerlund backstage with The Rock, and he introduces the most electrifying man of all time to John Cena's biggest fan, Pee Wee Herman.
That's right.
You can either be on team. You can either be on team Bring It or the team, the Fruit Loop Troop.
I like Fruit Loops.
Boy, can we tell?
You smell what the peas cooking?
No. Smells like.
It was nice to see Pee Wee backstage.
And that childhood
random,
memories, man.
But
yeah, I guess he was really liked by the WWE locker room back in the day. A lot of guys respected him. And if you ever watched the movie Blow, never knew that was Derek for real for a little bit. And then I was like, that's Pee Wee Herman. Oh, shit.
Paul Rubin. Yep, Paul Rubin.
Man.
All right, guys. Hall of Fame time. Class of 2011. We have Abdullah the Butcher.
I fucked him here. I fucked him there.
We have Sonny. We have the Road Warriors with Paul Ellering. Sonny. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Do it. Go ahead. Go on.
Sonny has to be with Sean every time. She was having her sunny night with Sean.
Well, if she was with Sean right now, her eye be crooked too. Anyways, we have the Road Warriors with Paul Ellering. We have Drew Carey, who got booed, which I still don't think he deserved that because he was in one Royal Rumble.
Yeah, there was more people than him.
Yeah, we have Bullet Bob Armstrong,
well deserved,
Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
Was that the start of them like announcing the headliner like that, or was it previous ones? I don't remember them making like the big deal of the headliner like that until Shawn.
I think they had like some big names and whatnot, but
Stone Cold.
Did they have him like that?
Wait, when was Stone Cold was recent, wasn't it? Wasn't it after Shawn Michaels?
Wasn't he in 2009 at WrestleMania 25?
Man, my memory's shot right now. Sorry.
Because
No. Wasn't it?
was it 32?
No, was it a few years?
No.
32. Yeah, it was 32, right?
Yeah, we're going in the weeds.
Because I remember he had the suit on, and next thing you know, he came back out with the ATV.
No,
I don't know. I need that second screen though. I can find it.
Well, the thing is, this Stone Cold, when he went to the Hall of Fame, they only gave him a very brief speech. That was when they were cutting everyone's speeches because of the Nature Boy Ric Flair going way over time. So he was part of an era where they gave him like 10 minutes. I'm like, this is freaking Stone Cold Steve Austin, who did go into the Hall of Fame in 2009, just as suspected. And yeah.
Wow.
So if you're talking about a special entrance just for the headliner, the main event, the icon that could still go, then there's a precedent for this. And Shawn Michaels, not so special this year because Stone Cold, at the very least, Stone Cold did it before him. So
okay.
So how Mr. T have longer time than him?
Because he loves his mama very much.
Because they made these rules and they took him back. And then they had Kane take him out. My man. What a Hall of Fame.
So get your big ass up here.
And then Jim.
All right.
Don't say he's still on stage.
Hillbilly Jim, yeah. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Like Hillbilly, you ain't do no with your career. But anyways. All right. Our next match, we actually have Booker T and JR come down to do the announcing for this match. I messed up. Usually early in the show, I tell you who's the announcers. Earlier in the show, you have Michael Cole, who is in his coal mine, his COVID booth. And you have Jerry the King Lawler, and you have Josh Matthews. And the reason why Michael Cole is in his coal mine because he is one of the top heels right now, talking all that smack. And later on that night, which we're about to get to right now, he's making his WrestleMania debut. And so is Jerry the King Lawler. So these two are going head to head. So now we got Booker T and JR on the announce team. So in Michael Cole's corner, Michael Cole, he had the Syracuse orange on. He had Jack Swagger in his corner. Jack, a lot of potential. Jake Hager for all y'all AEW people. But,
no, we know who Jack Swagger is.
Okay, all right. But yeah, Swagger doing his entrance, doing the push-ups. Next you know, you hear the glass shatter, Stone Cold his ATV, and this is like Swagger's face was just priceless at that time.
Oh yeah.
And a great Biff from Back to the Future face on that one. It's perfect.
Yep. Stone Cold, your 2009 Hall of Famer, is your special referee. See how everything is full circle? That 6 degrees of separation, John.
You know, I just want to backtrack a little bit. And as soon as I heard Josh Matthews' voice opening the show, I was like, "Oh my god, this guy sucks. He was terrible, freaking awful. He's the worst. Go to TNA, you loser."
Oh, jeez.
Which he did. So, like I said, this was Jerry the King Lawler's first WrestleMania match, and Cole ran into his COVID pod, pleading for Jerry, like, "Hey, Jerry, we're friends. Let's talk about it."
Coal mine.
COVID pod sound better, but anyways, King got a hold of him through the pod, and he was just like pulling his face, and it was fun. Jerry was entertaining, just teasing with Cole, but this match went too damn long. Whatsoever. Like King was tearing Cole up at one point, and then Jack Swagger, he threw the towel in, and then Stone Cold, he looked and he just took the towel and wiped his face and threw it back at Swagger. Next thing, Swagger gets pissed off and gets in the ring and confronts Stone Cold. What? You know what that means? Boom.
Yep.
You getting that damn stunner. But
there was some funny moments in there. And Cole's like, "I'm giving up." And it's like, "Do you give up?" He's like, "Yeah. I can't hear you, son. What?"
But
That was fine.
long story short, Jerry the King Lawler, he got the win. And how did he win this? I'm trying to remember.
Who?
Oh, the ankle lock. He made Cole tap out. Jerry King Lawler, he got the win with the ankle lock. Guys, so what do you think about this match?
What
Perfect.
a waste. Yeah. What a waste of time.
I mean, at the time, this is every WrestleMania had to have a dud, and the year before it was Bret Hart and Vince McMahon. So this was this year's dud, and so sad for Jerry Lawler to have this kind of match. They tried to, put a lot of stuff into it, but they just took their time with it, and it did not turn out for the best. And they had a lot of talented people in that ringside area, but just not that good, and a sour point for the show.
Hold on. So you think this match is a dud over that core match?
Yes.
I'd rather watch that core match 4 times than okay, that's not true. But this match as a whole is trash. I went to during the rewatch of this, I went to go do the dishes. And I'm like, I can hear everything. I already saw everything. It's like there's nothing. I mean, Stone Cold, he's had better WrestleMania appearances. Okay. So yes, this was a bad match, not worth watching, even for all the little bits and pieces that were in there. No, it was just bad, lame, not worth it. And that's his legacy.
It wasn't even like a Jackass match, which is actually better than that.
That's not even the same league.
Of course.
Yeah, that match was
good.
Yes. And those guys are untrained.
So from seeing what we've seen so far, we're not including the pre-show. What would you grade this show between A and F right now? What would you grade it just from what we've seen so far?
I'd say a C right now.
No, B- because it still has potential. But it's okay. It's not terrible, but it's
okay.
not
it wasn't what I expected.
It's
leading up to a main event that I'm not particularly interested in, but
I was hyped for the show, and right now I would give it maybe like a B at the moment.
I mean, it's still a fun show, considering the time frame that it was. It's like, hey,
you owe me a beer.
Yeah, we owe us a beer.
Horsepower Cigar Lounge, very soon. Or in the past.
This is in the past. Happy birthday to me! Woo!
As he disappears like Marty McFly. Anyway,
into the ether.
So what are we talking about? I don't know.
All right, that's enough. But our next match, nobody cares about this Michael Cole and King match. Our next match, we talked about it last week in the streak. Undertaker and Triple H.
Yep.
Round 2, even though they acknowledge WrestleMania 17. But this right here, watch this match, and hell, go watch our streak episode. We break it down for you, but we'll give you a little sample one more time. And this match right here was a banger. It is a must-watch match. Undertaker, he brought his all. Triple H, he brought his all. Triple H was swinging the chair like Juan Soto from the Yankees. Taker kept getting up. He kept kicking out. He hit my man Undertaker with 2 pedigrees. Taker kept getting up. He even taunted the Undertaker. Hit my man with a tombstone.
Oof.
Taker, he still got up. So, you got to go to Old Reliable. You got to get your best friend. You got to call the Click. Not this time. You get the sledgehammer. But you got the sledgehammer. He tried to take my man Taker out. Taker with the Dragon Sleeper.
No.
Triple H
Hell's
had the Hell's Gate. Excuse me. Hell's Gate.
It's a triangle.
It didn't look good.
Triangle choke.
No.
Especially when Undertaker was getting into it. Triple H. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's like he doesn't know what he's doing. He's just grabbing his arm, bringing him closer to his groin. Who would want to do that? Michelle McCool. But and he's like trying to get into the hold of the Hell's Gate, and it's kind of like, what the? I don't even think he has it locked in. But
no, I think this is when Taker was starting to integrate some of the MMA stuff that he's been watching over in UFC or Bellator.
copying what he sees on TV.
Yeah. He was like, "Oh, that looks like an interesting move. Let me use that."
I
You
always
got it.
thought-
I didn't like it, to be honest. This is a big guy. Like, how often are you really going to use that? You're barely going to be off your feet, to be honest. Granted, like he was off his feet a few times, but most of the time Taker was dominating the matches.
This time, he had to change with the times. He's becoming defenseless. Defenseless, is that the word I'm looking for right now?
Yes.
But
the old gunslinger is not shooting that pistol like
he ain't got it. He ain't had it like he used to. So he gonna try to end matches quickly. It wasn't happening, so he had no choice to try to choke a motherfucker out one good time. That's all it took. That's all it takes right there. So he gotta do it.
Well, now that WWE and UFC are joining us, TKO, I don't recommend that move because it's just very dangerous if you don't lock it in properly. You can easily get picked up and dropped on your head. But I get it for that time. Yeah, it was something different in the new submission. It didn't fit Taker. I'm still used to him choke slamming and the tombstone with the last ride. That's more my style. The submission, it's good to have. You never know, you might need it just to get out of a strange situation, but not for me, man. You're way too big to be doing that damn move. Dom?
So who should do it? Rey Mysterio?
Hey. Nah, he likes too short. CM Punk, though. He was a martial artist.
How'd that work out for him?
Mr. Daniels and the Koji clutch.
Oh, yeah, that would work.
Better move. No.
All right.
Whatever.
So after WrestleMania 27, Undertaker is 19-0. How you doing? Like I said, go back and check out the Undertaker streak we just released last week.
And also don't forget to play your own Metallica theme music when Triple H makes his entrance during this.
Yeah. And being there, Undertaker, he came out to Johnny Cash, Ain't No Grave. We mentioned that on the streak as well.
They did. I mean, it's very obvious that there was better music played for Triple H, but for the Undertaker's, it was so seamless that I didn't even bother pulling out the Johnny Cash song. I was like, it sounds so good, just as regular theme music. I'm like, I just let it go.
You know when things are dubbed over because you don't hear the announcers talk.
Yes.
Like I peeped that plenty of times. Like you was talking when I watched it on VHS or DVD, whatever. But yeah, now you got it. Just the music in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the ending of this match was foreshadowing to the very next year because I forget exactly if Undertaker or Triple H if they worked the rest of the year. I would guess that Undertaker did not because
Undertaker did not. No.
Triple H having lost the match was culling the Undertaker out of semi-retirement to face him one more time in that Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania 28. And of course, they had some videos of Undertaker cutting his hair, but I didn't know what that meant. And then he showed up at the Hell in a Cell with that cloak until he got that pop, that buzz cut. Holy smokes. But
wasn't after this, wasn't Triple H like corporation authority?
Triple H, all I could think about was the rest of this year and how that would turn out. And like Del Rio, for example, he'd be WWE champion by the end of the year. And he would lose it to CM Punk at the Survivor Series. Where would The Miz end up? The Miz is the WWE champion right now. And he would end up teaming with R-Truth against The Rock and John Cena at that same Survivor Series. And also that summer, the Summer of Punk. That's when the Summer of Punk was. The Money in the Bank. Daniel Bryan winning the Money in the Bank briefcase. CM Punk winning the WWE title in Chicago, going home for 2 weeks. Rey Mysterio and John Cena traded the belt on Monday Night Raw between that time. Then Kevin Nash was out there doing God knows what until he canceled his match. All of this happened in 2011. Later, what a crazy effing year,
Wait, Punk actually that happened in
2012.
The Summer of Punk happened in June of that year.
2011.
Yeah. Because he was still wearing the Nexus gear, even though the Nexus was like dissipating, Yeah.
Because he would beat Wait, how the hell did he get the belt off of who beat Miz?
So the Miz retained the spoiler alert. The Miz retained the title later tonight, later in the show. He would lose it in a 3-way with John Cena and John Morrison at the Backlash. The April pay-per-view. John Cena would defend it. John Cena would defend it against Little Jimmy and R-Truth at Capital Punishment, and John Cena would then lose it to CM Punk at Money in the Bank. Then the title was held up. Then they had a tournament. Rey Mysterio won that tournament. He won the WWE title over the Miz, I believe. And then John Cena, that asshole, beat him for it that same night, a tired and broken Rey Mysterio. And then they would have a unification, sorts at SummerSlam. And then Del Rio would, I forgot who won that match, but Del Rio would cash in. He would cash in the Money in the Bank, and he would be the WWE champion until the Survivor Series. And then Punk would win it, and that's when Punk would announce no more hot potato with the WWE title, and then Punk would have that title until he lost it to The Rock over a year later.
Yes.
434 days.
Strap facts.
So, quick question for you, Strap. Was the WWE Network in existence at this time?
The WWE Network's first pay-per-view was WrestleMania 30.
Oh, wow. So, at this time, 2011 was pretty much garbage. It was pretty much garbage. I seen a meme that you paid $49.90. You paid $49.99 for Capital Punishment. That shit was trash. I remember that shit because I remember we used to have to come up with $50 to pay for a pay-per-view all the time.
Or go to High Fives.
That too. Yeah. We go to High Fives. Savage Eddie.
Savage Eddie. Happy birthday tomorrow.
Yep.
Happy birthday.
Y'all ain't wish me a happy birthday, you bastards.
We see everyone.
You'll be right. Yeah. Fuck you all the time. Don't worry about it.
But lots of things going on during the show. That's what happens when you watch a recap of old pay-per-views. We get a little tangents, and we look forward to Triple H and Undertaker the very next year. But after this would be a cool down match. What do we got there, Dom?
Our next match, we have Vicky Guerrero coming out, and she introduces Dolph Ziggler and Lay Cool of Layla L and Michelle McCool, and they're taking on John Morrison, a brown hair Trish Stratus.
Oh, she look good,
and Snooki from Jersey Shore.
Yeah, good for her.
Snooki had a pop. It's crazy. This whole show, it was like no crowd reaction. Like it seemed, from watching it on Peacock, it seemed like there's no crowd reaction. But being there,
yeah, we know
it sounded like louder. Because, like, for example, we was watching that Taker and Triple H match. We was on our feet.
Yeah,
we was loud. We was rowdy.
I don't remember anybody being on their feet. I mean, on their seat.
Yeah, because I remember Rose, because he was going for Triple H. He a big DX guy. I'm like, nah, Taker got it. And then when we're going back and forth, like, yo, Taker might lose this joint. But like I said, that might have been the loudest match of the night at that time. But when Snooki came out, it got loud. It was like mixed.
Yeah,
very mixed.
You can hear the casuals in the background, the whole MTV crowd or whatever it was that she was on. They were just like, oh, I'm like, oh wow, like really? She's getting love like that?
But basically the match starts off with Lay Cool attacking the girls, and then Ziggler, he's talking trash to Snooki, and
what beautiful
she
music
slaps him. Yeah, you crazy. You're wild.
Ziggler.
Oh,
I am perfection. I am perfection.
I am perfection.
But this whole match right here, Trish Stratus did the whole the majority of the work. John Morrison, he attacked Dolph Ziggler. They went outside to the ring. The Snooki gets tagged in, and she does a backflip cartwheel maneuver into the corner to Michelle McCool.
Yeah,
and then she did that cartwheel splash for the win. It is
Now,
what it was. Hell,
caught
I
me
even
off guard,
forgot to put the
too.
graphic up. Yeah,
You don't want to downplay that, Dom. That was the pop of the night. Snooki doing that triple moonsault back elbow. And I think Michelle McCool did not think she would make it. So she stepped forward a little bit and she kind of messed up Snooki's landing. And for whatever it was, then she got on the ground. And then Snooki did a cartwheel into a splash and a very terrible looking splash. But that pop was so huge for that cartwheel. I mean, whatever she did, Snooki, that move.
The backhand backspring.
The back. Yeah, that.
The China move.
I went crazy for that, man. That was awesome. Because no one wanted to see this. No one cared about Snooki, but she did it, and it was awesome. And she got mad props from me for that. And also, John Morrison.
We never seen her again.
John Morrison would snub Trish Stratus throughout the match. He would avoid. It's funny watching it. If you watch it again and you did not know that John Morrison is actively avoiding Trish Stratus the entire time because he believed that Melina should have had that spot instead of her.
I remember that.
I respect it. I mean, that's the person you're dating, and it's the whole part-timers and full-timers deal. And well, we're going to talk more about that later on.
Now he's with Valkyrie. So
I have a question for my graphics guy. Look what they did to Trish Stratus. That's that blonde picture she has, and they just colored that shit brown. That shit look terrible.
Yeah. Damn,
I know that
guy.
I know that picture.
Why is the lighting in Dolph Ziggler so different? Huh?
He needs a tan. That's why he didn't get over.
He's still perfection.
Mm-hmm. But this was quick. This was in and out. It was just like the core match. It was just there to get a breather in, and then we head to our main event of the evening.
Before we get to our main event, we have a brand new Georgia Dome attendance record of 71,617. Excuse me. There you go. Now the Georgia Dome is no more.
R.I.P. If we were really professional, we'd all have the same rundown sheet that you have, and then we'd follow along. So I wouldn't announce things that you're like, before we get to that. Fine, the attendance, okay.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Georgia Dome, I thought it was a beautiful facility. I don't know how old it was, but it was a headline. It had a lot of Nitro shows there, so that's why I was happy to be there. And it was the easiest arena I've ever gotten into, especially for a WrestleMania. Yeah. And it was really cool. And its demise had one of the funniest internet clips of all time. Someone, I think the Weather Channel, is trying to record, the demolition of the Georgia Dome. And then this public city bus, the MARTA, I believe, parks right in front of it. And the camera guy goes oh, come on. What the hell? He blocks the shot of the Georgia Dome collapsing,
That's beautiful. That is so beautiful.
The city bus wanted to stop and look.
I love that. So that's perfect.
It is.
Yes, Luna.
All right. Main event time.
Finally.
You want timestamp Luna when she might start looking herself?
No.
John likes that.
I'm gonna start looking myself.
Ew. All right. The main event.
Do you have pearls over there?
Pearl cream.
Main events. We have John Cena going against the WWE champion of The Miz. And guys, The Miz was hot right down. He won the title from cashing out Randy Orton with the Money in the Bank.
With the Miz girl.
But the Miz girl, that was priceless. And The Miz met her backstage, maybe a couple weeks later, whatever.
Really?
And honor her. Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, it was cool.
Now there's a lawsuit.
But The Miz came out to Nas, You Can Hate Me Now. And I didn't get the chance to rewatch this match recently, but did you guys watch this match?
Yes. We had to.
Did they come out with Nas? Did it have Nas?
Oh.
They started off with Nas, yeah.
The video package did include the Hate Me Now, yes. Thank God.
Yes.
They did. Okay, they did do it. So, all right, that was dope. And then he had the balloons that said awesome, and then boom, just came out. It was dope.
Man, homeboy was crying.
I was hyped. I was
Yeah.
He was crying. Oh, it was so good. If you ever, I mentioned earlier, CM Punk was mad that he was not in Miz's spot, but at that time, man, Miz was it. He earned. He was the man. You could feel it. You felt it. And so good for Miz. He was in the right place at the right time. So
he deserved it. And John Cena, he came out with the choir from Atlanta. It was different, but it was cool. It was cool.
He's misappropriating the culture.
For the culture. All right. Let's get into this match. John, break it down.
So here they are. This is the main event of WrestleMania 27. And as hot as The Miz was, here he is against John Cena, at the time, the number one guy in all the company. And man, he looked sharp. He looked strong. He looked buff daddy on the bright side of the ring. And you could tell that John definitely knew his WrestleMania season due to at least two examples. When he hit the AA twice, he did I don't want to call it the Tommy Dreamer, but he gave it the extra oomph. He gave it the extra lift.
Yep.
Oh, there goes Miz 2 times. And, the story goes that Miz got concussed when John Cena speared him over the barricade. Ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man, that was just rough. And then, you're watching that happen toward the end of the match, and then you see, if you want to get into the finish or...
Go ahead.
So they get... They get counted out, okay? The Miz and John Cena get counted out, which, of course, so that's the official finish of WrestleMania 27. Double count out, Miz retains. The Rock, of course, comes out. And, of course, thank God his microphone is off. Oh, that is not good. The motherfucking finish. I'm going to take pieces of these cursing up the floor, And he's coming out the ringside, and he's going to restart the match because that's not how you end WrestleMania, right? Nope. So they restart the match, and they start getting everyone back in there. And The Rock, he's coiling up. I don't know what the Rock term for that is. He's electrifying. He's energizing, and he restarts the match. Miz and The Rock have not touched each other. The Rock bottoms John Cena. The Miz groggily.
They did. He did say before the match would start, it's no holds barred, no DQ, no count out, no BS, blah blah blah.
Well, now,
when he came back to restart the match,
yes, that's what he said.
So he rock bottomed the Miz. John Cena and the Miz gets a cover. 1, 2, 3. The Rock is takes a powder for a bit. He sees the Miz celebrating groggily, and he heads back in there and he does a couple spots with the Miz. I'm like, dude, he is concussed. He is out. He's John Moxley. He's Jeff Hardy of recent times, man. He is out. And hey, they do what they have to do, and it was fine. And The Rock celebrates like he is right there. And this heads off into a 3-year storyline completed with this one, 27, 28, and 29. And that ends the show.
That ends the show.
Yeah.
I really thought, I'm like, they better not end this damn show in a disqualification or a count out. Excuse me.
We were
like,
all
you can't do that. Thank God you had the host of The Rock to come out there and announce what he do. But the next night, this sets up everything. Because a year in the making, we finally get Rock versus Cena.
Shush. A year.
So a year build up.
Remember those, Cody?
Jeez.
But yeah, this
story
in the legacy of WrestleMania. This is the WrestleMania is going to be known most. I mean, it's special for us, but what about the general public? It's special for us because it was our first one, basically.
Yes.
But for other people, it is just a setup for the next year's WrestleMania.
Literally.
Yeah,
I've never seen a Mania that sets up for the next Mania. That is just,
it's something.
Unheard of.
And you know what? Hey, the next WrestleMania 28 was like a fantastic WrestleMania, so it did its job.
Yeah.
And
so basically, you're saying 27 was the pre-show and 28 was the real show.
And 29 was the horrible sequel.
Oh,
it was Godzilla. Yeah,
basically.
But no, we all have fond memories of WrestleMania 27, And you guys have any other special memories or notes about being in Atlanta besides the WrestleMania show itself?
We did see the it was like a Black History Museum that we went to. I wanted to see that. A lot of history in there, and you felt a different vibe.
MLK House.
Yes,
Went over there.
You felt a different vibe when you went in there, man. You just so much reverence and just I don't know, just being a minority and just knowing what those guys went through for us to even be where we're at right now. You gotta stop by. I know the whole situation, the whole weekend was for Mania, especially we didn't know about any other indies, but if you're in Atlanta, you definitely want to sit back and just go visit the town and visit the history, man. You have to pay your respects because there's no way you can just go down there and just for the show. It was well worth the trip, man. A lot of history. Too bad we couldn't get more food because somebody wanted McDonald's. Rose.
I don't know you, man, but there are a lot of reasons not to like you, from what I hear.
No, we love you. Ray.
You know.
No. Hey, the first meal that Randy and I got there, because I don't know, we got off our flight and we were in a rush. We had to go to the Ring of Honor show, which is at Center Stage where they filmed all the WCW shows. And
see, we didn't even do a Ring of Honor yet, have we, Dom?
Right.
Our smartphones were dummies. We
Yeah.
all this extra stuff going on. We just thought it would just, like I said, this is our first WrestleMania of weekend. We just thought this was straight WWE based. We didn't know nothing about no independent shows and whatnot. So we was just straight WWE. We did Access. We did the Hall of Fame. We do Monday Night Raw.
Yes,
We did Monday Night Raw. We did Monday Night Raw too, and then we flew back on Tuesday. So everything WWE based, and we just did. We sightsee. I had to go see the Brave Stadium. And I killed two birds and seen the Falcon Stadium, and we had some fried chicken, and that was good.
I did the best. I did research the best I could, and there are a few things that we did that Randy and I did. Randy and I went together, and but yeah, that first night, when we arrived, we just had to get some food, get to the hotel, get some food, and go to the show. And we were taking public transportation. We didn't have a car, and the first thing. It's fucking Burger King. It's like, God damn, we're in Atlanta, and the first thing we eat is Burger King.
So you're on the same boat as us.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So,
I did not want Burger King.
So we go to the Ring of Honor show. Randy's falling asleep, and we're tired. It's been a long day. So go to the Ring of Honor show. He's falling asleep. He's trying to stay awake, and I'm watching. I'm trying to stay awake, and we did other things. We didn't go to the History Museum, but we did go to the Coca-Cola factory.
Nice.
And I still have that bottle of custom Coke sitting on the top of my kitchen. There's supposed to be a shopping area called Atlanta Underground. God, what else?
Yeah, we went
there. We went there.
I mean, look at them. We're from the mean streets of New London, Connecticut, but goddamn, Atlanta is a terrifying place. It's scary out there. Especially, we stayed at a place, I believe it's called the Canterbury Inn or something like that. It was 4 blocks away, walking distance from the Georgia Dome. And I swear, there's some neighborhoods out there. There is legit, brand new, shiny as hell, barbed wire. All you gotta do is put your hand up like this with your feet on the ground. It would cut you for real. Ooh. And Candleberry and we got there. They did not have the 2 beds we needed. The Wi-Fi kept cutting out. The night of Monday Night Raw, I don't know if you guys remember, big rainstorm leaving the arena.
Yes, I remember that.
They would not let you leave because it was so bad. And me and Randy, we huffed it. And then we were like, oh my God, we're back at the hotel finally. Power's out.
Yeah.
And we're taking a cab. We're taking a cab and we're talking to the cabbie about, we're not from around here. And the guy's like, yeah, I lived all over the place. And hot Atlanta. Ain't nothing hot about Atlanta. I was like, oh shit.
Wow.
And speaking of fried chicken, yeah, we are in the dirty South. I had fried chicken at least 4 times, 4 different ways, and I loved each and every one of them. One place that I decided to go to in particular was Gladys Knight's Chicken and Waffles.
Ooh.
And that was fine. But yeah, Atlanta, I didn't come away with a great impression of it, but I kind of want to go back in a little way,
Yeah,
let's go.
There's lots of little things I didn't do. But yeah, it was fun. And I remember going to the Hall of Fame. That's where I met Mitch and Dan for the first time, and he was just, "Hey, what's up, guys?" And we're our first photo together. His eyes are closed. It's beautiful, and in that arena, I forget what it's called, but that Hall of Fame arena that it was terrible. We sat Phillips Arena, sat so high up, nosebleeds for sure, and also going to CNN Center, visiting that, no longer available. So that was also a thing to do. And hey,
you Atlanta,
took it down? There's tours. There's no more tours.
Oh wow!
I did it twice.
Wow.
And we hung out in Olympic Park because the '96 Olympics were there, and you could tell the remnants, the bones are still there, and they haven't cleaned it up. But yeah, Atlanta. There's a lot of memories with Atlanta, and like I said, I just think back with fondness, and I hope you guys do as well.
Yes, I do.
It was a good time. I'll definitely be back down there. One of my favorite cities, and that's my place I'm trying to be while I retire. Season tickets to the Braves. You already know. But anyways, guys, it was a good show, a great show. What do you guys grade the show overall?
I'd say B- for me.
Earlier, you asked what the midpoint grade of the show was. I thought B-.
Yes.
I'm going to stick with B- for the whole show as well.
Yeah. It just seemed like there wasn't that one or two matches that just took it over the top. They was missing something. Even the Taker and the Triple H match, which I kind of agree with you. It kind of was the match of the night just because of the stakes involved and everything that came with it. But also with Randy and CM Punk, they stole the show with their match. A lot of, like I said, technical prowess that they had, good false finishers that led to the finisher, and yeah, just a lot of it. Just like you said, there was the main event was a setup to the following year. How the hell do you do that?
It's been done.
And I just don't like how Rock just shat on the roster. It's like you beat up John, and then your champion, you just shit all over him too. You rock bottom him, make him look like a dumbass. Who are you making? Yes, Rock is the biggest star at the moment, but who are you making at that time? You're not making anybody.
Michael Cole.
Literally.
I mean, the reason why this WrestleMania would get pushed under the rug is take all the WrestleManias up, all 39 WrestleManias. There's some duds in there, and you probably put this in there with them. Take the two best matches from the show: Randy Orton and CM Punk, and Undertaker and Triple H, and give this to someone. Say you watch these two matches, and you could probably pick two better or more fun matches from at least 30 other WrestleManias. Yes. You can find more fun, more entertaining ones to watch than Punk and Orton and Triple H. This Triple H and this Undertaker.
Yes.
So that's why it gets the grade it is, and that's why it's the placeholder WrestleMania it is. So, Dom, what did you think about this WrestleMania?
For it being my first WrestleMania, I'll give it a B. I was hyped. I was hyped throughout the whole show. Yeah, bathroom break match was snooky for me, but it was nice to see Trish out there, even with the brown hair. But I enjoyed it. It was a good show. Will I watch it again? Yes, just because I was there, we were there, and I enjoyed it.
Yes. I never want to watch this show again.
Well, we won't be watching this show because next week is our final show of the month of March, and we are going to cover The Undertaker again. We're going to talk about when the streak was broken. We're going to take it to WrestleMania 30. We're going to talk about Yeselmania. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Bray Wyatt's. It's down in New Orleans. John had a midnight crawfish boil he's supposed to go to. He's going to talk about that.
More to come next week on the It Doesn't Matter.
Yes, next week, WrestleMania 30.
Yeah,
it's going to be a good time. It was going to talk about how he ruined Cool Ray's moments.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You said it last week on the streak.
I did.
So exactly.
I was just like Paul Heyman. Oh my God!
It was good. It was a good time.
Yeah.
New Orleans. We was that well. Me,
I was.
Strap, BDC. We was all out there.
Except me. I was broke. I was broke for a while.
We all were. We made it
Everyone in
happen.
New Orleans is broke.
Oh, no.
Please. That's why they po' boys. They ain't rich boys. They po' boys.
I still gotta have that.
And they were sitting there posing and whatnot. But we'll talk about that experience next week because we got 2 out of the 3 right here that was down in New Orleans. But until then, guys, thank you. I'm the Notorious One. I am Dom. I am here with Poppy Platino, the man with all the impersonations. I'm here with John hates that one. I'm here with Dr. John Lee.
Oh no!
Also known as Strap Facts. But next week, we're going to bring to you WrestleMania 30.
Spoiler
And
alert.
after that, ain't no spoiler. It already happened. But we will see you next week. Where's my hand? Boom.